Hello everyone, this is Shiraz Ahmed Khan, your host. Viewers, in today's video, we are going to continue our discussion with the formula and functions, the inbuilt functions of Microsoft Excel. And today we are going to discuss two new functions. Previously we have been discussing these functions. We took start from sum, average, max, min, and today we are going to discuss int and round functions in our video. And in order to apply these formulae or functions, we'll have to open the task that we saved last time during the task 20E. So let's start it. Open the task 20E, and the first thing that we are asked to do is that John Reeves, it's an employee, did an extra work for 4 hours. So open the task 20E, go to the cell where we have John Reeves as an employee. Previously he worked for 70 hours, he did an extra job for 4 hours, so add 20, replace this value with 21, and the method of replacement is very simple. We have already experimented it. Just move the cell pointer onto cell B6 and start typing the value 21. It will all of a sudden replace the value 17, and finally press the enter key when the value 21 is typed. You will see two changes in that, the whole sheet. One change is the total number of hours worked by all employees. Previously it was 80, now it's 84. And previously the average worked hours for all the employees, it was 16, and now it's increased to 16.8. So let's see what the task says. The manager wants to see the average number of hours worked displayed as. So basically we are going to focus on average number of worked hours. Previously it's 16.8 as per the average formula, and now the manager wants to see the average number of hours worked displayed as an integer value. It means the manager wants to have the same value as a whole number, as an integer, and the manager wants to have this value, it should be rounded to the nearest whole hour. So let's understand these two terms first. Because we have inbuilt in function in Microsoft Excel, and let's see how it works. Its predefined name is int, and the method of writing is int, and look at its definition. Because int function does not do anything except it removes the value after the decimal point, and it will return us the whole number part of the integer value. In our case we have 16.8 in cell B10. Just focus on to this value. There are two parts of it. One part that is before the point, it's 16, and one part that is after the decimal point, that is 8 in our case. What int function will do, when we provide this value to the int function, it will simply remove, it will not round, it will simply remove the part that is after the decimal point. In our case it is 8. So we are expecting that it will return, according to this definition, it will return us the whole number part of this value, and the whole number part in this case is 16. So let's see int, and the cell reference that we are going to use is it's B10. In B10 we have the average worked hours, and the manager wants to have average worked hours but only the as an integer value. So let's see its impact. As per expectation, it returned us the value 16. Now the next requirement by the manager is that this value should be rounded to the nearest whole hour. Because in our case the value is 16.8, and now let's see that how the round function it works. Because if you remember, we have already discussed that all the inbuilt functions, they need parameters or the arguments. and different formulae or functions, they need different parameters or arguments. INT function, it requires only one argument, that is the cell reference or the value, a constant value or a cell reference, and it returns us the whole number part, the integer part of that value without rounding it. It simply removes the part that is after the decimal point. Round function needs two parameters, as you can clearly see on your screens. Round, first of all, the number that we want to round it, and secondly, up to the number of digits. For example, in our case, the value is given in cell B10 and we want to round it to 0 decimal places. Let's understand this phenomena. Actually, what we are saying, what we are demanding from Excel, that round the value that is given in the cell B10 and round it to the nearest, the next whole number. Because mathematically we understand that if you round a value and the value is greater than equal to 5, then it will be rounded to the next number. And if the value is lesser than 5, then it will return us the original number itself. So in our case, 16.8 will be rounded to the next whole number, that is 17. The reason is the value after point is 8. It's more than 5. So in case of more than 5, it will be rounded to the next whole number, that is 17. Suppose if we have the value 16.4, in that case it will return us the value 16 only. So let's see the impact of this function. So here what we were expecting actually what we demanded is to round this value to the nearest whole integer, because the value after the decimal point, it was more than 5. That's why it rounded it to the nearest and the next whole number, that is 17 in our case. So viewers, finally save this file with the new name, and the name is, as we have been solving task 20F. So save it in the source files folder for chapter 20 and give it the name task 20F. So now let's quickly recapitulate, and let's recapitulate the round function. Let's add few more details into it. As far as the int function is concerned, it's very simple. Int function simply removes the value that is after the point, and it returns us the whole number part of the original number. As far as the round is concerned, round has different shades. So let's understand the different shades of round function, and for that purpose, let's enter a dummy value in cell F1 and let's enter the value 62.5512. Now let's look at the different functions of different shades of round function. First of all, let's type the value round F1 to 2 decimal places. What does it mean? Let's understand it first. Actually, we are requesting Excel to round off the value F1 to the 2 decimal places. If you closely observe the value 62.5512, after point we have 4 digits, 5, 5 and 1, 2. And after the first 2 digits, the value is 1, that is lesser than 5. So it will return us 62.55. So let's see the result. Now let's see its few more shades of it. Round, this time F1 to 1 decimal places. So in this case, now we are directing Excel to return us this number by rounding the value to just one digit after the decimal point. After the decimal point, we have 4 digits, 5, 5, and 1, 2. So Excel will return us first of all 62, then point, and because after 5, the next value is equal to 5, so it will return us 62.6. Similarly, let's type it to 0. Now you can understand it better that because after the point the value is greater than or equal to 5, it is 55 basically, so it will return us 63. Similarly, round this F1 to negative value as well. What does it mean? This is something totally different from the previous values. Negative values means that it will round the contents of F1 to the nearest 10. The negative value for decimal places allows this function to round numbers in tens, hundreds, or etc. So -1 means that forget the value after the decimal point, and before the decimal point we have 62. So it will return us the value by rounding it to the nearest 10th. Previously it was dealing it in the case of units, and now it will be moving to the tens, units, tens, and then hundreds. So 62, because it is lesser than 65, so it will return us 60 only. Similarly, round F1 to -2, it will return us the value to the next nearest hundredth value. So 62, it itself is more than 50. So in this case, it will return us the value 100. So let's repeat, and let's see these values, these different shades of the round function again. Starting from the first value, we have round f1, 2. It means round this value to 2 decimal places. Round this value to 1 decimal place, round this value to 0th decimal place, round this value to the next nearest 10th value, and to the next 100th value. And last but not the least, because we have been dealing with the formula and functions from the last few videos, so let's discuss that how to, because as far as your exams are concerned, they demand 2 types of printouts. One printout should show the values, and the second printout should show the formulae and functions as well. So for that case, just go to the values are already displayed. You can straight away take the printout of this Excel sheet by pressing the shortcut key, that is Control P, and then press the enter key. It will simply send this sheet to the printer for the printing. In order to display the formulae, click the View tab, click the Formulas tab, and in the Formulas tab, focus on Formula Auditing Group or Section, and in the Formula Auditing or Group section, we have Show Formulas icon there. Just click this and look. Instead of values, automatically all the cells are expanded. You can set them auto fit to contents, and all the formulas are being displayed there. Now you can take the printout of this sheet. It will display the paper checker, the formulas that you used in your sheet. Similarly, after taking the printouts, you can hide these formulas again, and you can again go to the values view again by clicking the Formulas tab and by focusing on to the Formula Auditing Group or Section, and click the Show Formulas icon again. It will hide the formulas and it will take you back to the values view. So viewers, today we learned 2 more functions, which are int and round. Before leaving, do not forget to subscribe my channel, and do not forget to like this video. Thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you learned a lot from this video. Hope to see you again during the next video. Goodbye.